What's going on? It's Taisophon, and I'm coming at you guys with another video. In this video, I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on plugging and how it affects the Tekken 8 community through my eyes. Now, first off, I just want to say that plugging, boosting, or any form of trying to cheat the ranking system to try to get ahead of other players on the leaderboard is not okay. I believe that the grind to whatever the highest rank is in a fighting game should be fair, and all players should have to increase their skill level in order to make it to the top. Personally, I don't see a problem with doing it this way because it's rewarding having all those hours in training mode pay off in real time, and nothing worth getting in this game should come easy anyways. As I'm sure everyone who's played this game has experienced a player plugging on them at least once and how frustrating it could be, I will say I've plugged on players that I've gone against before. I'm not gonna act like I'm this perfect guy who never rage quits on people or puts my controller down mid-match and decides that I'm not going to entertain the match that I'm in. I have done these things before, but for a specific reason. One of those reasons are if the match is laggy and I can't perform combos or maneuvers that I want to, but my opponent seems to be playing through the lag perfectly fine, you'll probably catch me opting out of that match early on. If you've played Tekken 8, you know how many Wi-Fi players we have to deal with and all those choppy connections and choppy matches we have to endure playing against them in this game. Yeah, that doesn't make it okay for me to pull the plug in some people's eyes, as there's some people who would say, hey, just finish the match and just block the person afterwards, which is something that I'm trying to get better at doing lately, but I just can't stomach the fact that someone's going to steal points from me because of a laggy connection. On top of that, playing this game can be frustrating anyways, going up against characters like King, Dragunov, Reina, and freaking Devil Jin. But anyways, Harada made a post on Twitter saying, "We have taken the following actions to suspend accounts, up to and including indefinitely, of users who've engaged in the following malicious and unauthorized play. Two types of bans were implemented: permanent bans and time-limited bans. Intentional disconnection, cheating, cracking, or using inappropriate mods and inappropriate customizations or player name settings." Now, for the ban that you get for using mods, I'm on board with this one heavy. As someone who's playing on PC, I haven't ran into any of these players myself, but seeing the video where a player was covering their character with a giant pink hat with butterfly wings on it, I know for damn sure I wouldn't like that happening to me. He also mentioned players with inappropriate usernames and costumes will get banned. For example, I've seen a video where Victor and Jack were dressed up like Dolph, we're gonna call him that. There's also videos out there showing players using racist names like the high-ranking Panda player naming himself "I hate N-words" in all caps. As a black individual myself, if I saw these usernames while being online, I wouldn't get offended by them. I would probably laugh, screenshot it, send it to a friend, laugh at it together, and then just go back to playing the game. But at the same time, just because I don't feel offended by it doesn't mean that other people aren't offended by it, so I think this ban is justified. And then you have the whole plugging / intentional disconnection thing, which I have a problem with, and here's why. It was never stated if the player who was disconnected on will receive their points and the match will count as a win for them. This could be problematic because it will demotivate players from even wanting to play online, knowing that they just wasted a couple minutes of their day playing against someone who opted out just to get no points. It's almost like, what's the point of even playing at that point? Players who do plug on people and get banned can also just create a new account on their console and just rank up back to where they left off. And if they're as good as they say they are gonna rank up pretty fast because you accumulate more points if you're on a winning streak. So yeah, people are suffering consequences for intentionally disconnecting, but I don't think the consequences are harsh enough to deter pluggers from doing it again in the long run. There's this thing called the one and done, where players will only fight you once, and if they lose, they'll return back to standby and won't finish the set like how you do in tournaments. And I could see this being an even bigger issue after this whole banning situation has gone down, because the pluggers are only going to try to find another way to get around it somehow, instead of losing to someone twice in a row, but learning the matchup in the process, They're most likely going to one and done everyone until they get matched up with a player who they feel like is an easy target for grinding points. Only then will they stay and play the whole set out. That's 2 out of 3. And maybe Harada should handle plugging like how Capcom handled it in Street Fighter V. In that game, if you rage quitted at least 2 to 3 times, you were banned from playing the game online for about 24 hours. Maybe add a system where pluggers get sent to the same server as each other and have them play against other pluggers until they prove that they could play this without doing so. When they prove that they could take the L without quitting, they're able to join back up with everyone else. Or maybe Harada has to take the more harsh route, which is doing a whole console ban. Honestly, I don't see this happening because Namco might lose out on money, because you have to connect to their online to buy their costumes, their cosmetics, their DLC characters, and all that good stuff. Do you think Harada took the right approach to this? Is it too harsh or not harsh enough? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to keep up with more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. This has been Taisophon, and I'm out, people. Later.